Hey there, food lovers! Today, we're making the most delicious root beer float pie ever. It's a nostalgic dessert that's pure fun. If you've enjoyed a root beer float on a hot summer day, you know the joy I'm talking about. Imagine a creamy, fizzy pie that evokes childhood memories. Its bold root beer flavor and smooth texture make it a delightful treat, perfect for enjoying with a fork. This root beer float pie is about to become your new favorite treat. Let's dive in and create some pie magic. Every great pie starts with the right ingredients, and today, we're going to make sure you have everything you need for a show-stopping dessert. Before we dive into mixing and baking, let's take a moment to appreciate the lineup that will bring our root beer pie to life. Laying out your ingredients ahead of time not only keeps you organized, but also makes the process more enjoyable and stress-free. So let's get set up. Having everything measured and ready to go is the secret to smooth baking, and it helps you avoid any last-minute surprises. For the crust, you'll need 24 vanilla wafer cookies. Or, if you prefer, you can use shortbread cookies for a slightly different flavor and texture. Crush them up to form the perfect base for our pie. Next, melt 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter. This will help bind the cookie crumbs together and add a rich, buttery taste to every bite. Don't forget a pinch of salt. It might seem small, but it enhances all the flavors in your crust, balancing the sweetness and making everything pop. Now for the filling, gather a 12-ounce bottle of your favorite root beer. This is the star of the show, infusing the pie with that nostalgic, fizzy flavor. You'll also need 1 cup of granulated sugar to sweeten things up and help the filling set just right. Add 8 ounces of softened cream cheese. This gives the filling a creamy, tangy base that pairs perfectly with the root beer. And don't forget 4 cups of vanilla ice cream, softened so it blends smoothly. The ice cream adds a luscious, dreamy texture and classic vanilla flavor that ties everything together. We'll be making a homemade root beer syrup by simmering the root beer down. This step concentrates the flavor, giving your pie that unmistakable root beer kick in every bite. You have options for the topping. Use 12 ounces of thawed frozen whipped topping for convenience and a light, fluffy finish. Or, if you want to go the extra mile, whip up your own homemade whipped cream using 1.5 cups of heavy cream, a 1/4 cup of powdered sugar, and a teaspoon of vanilla extract. Top it all off with maraschino cherries for a pop of color and a touch of retro charm. And of course, a drizzle of that homemade root beer syrup over the top adds the perfect finishing touch, making each slice extra special. The best part? Most of these ingredients are pantry staples you probably already have at home. No need for a special trip to the store or hunting down hard-to-find items. Taking a few minutes to organize and measure everything before you start will make the whole process smoother, faster, and a lot more fun. It's a simple step that makes a big difference. So, gather your ingredients, set them out on the counter, and get ready to create a pie that's simple, classic, and delicious. With everything in place, you're all set to move on to building your root beer pie masterpiece. It's time to create the very foundation of our dessert, the crust. This is where all the deliciousness begins, and it's what will hold together every creamy, dreamy bite of our pie. Think of it as the stage for the star performance that's about to happen. Start by crushing your vanilla wafers into fine, sandy crumbs. You can use a food processor for a quick blitz, or if you want to get hands-on, just toss them in a zip-top bag and crush them with a rolling pin. Either way, you're looking for an even and crumbly texture, with no big chunks left behind. Next, pour in the melted butter, coating every crumb. Add a pinch of salt to balance the sweetness and bring out the flavors. Mix it all together until it looks like damp sand, moist enough to hold together when you press it, but not soggy. Now, transfer the crumb mixture into a 9-inch pie plate. Use your fingers or the bottom of a measuring cup to press it firmly and evenly across the bottom and up the sides. Take your time here. An even, compact crust means every slice will hold up perfectly. Make sure to really pack it in tight. This step is key for a sturdy crust that won't crumble when you cut into it later. The firmer you press, the better your pie will slice and serve. Once your crust is shaped, pop it into the freezer for about 15 to 20 minutes. This quick chill helps the butter firm up and the crust set, so it stays crisp and holds together beautifully when you add the filling. The best part? This is a no-bake crust, so there's no need to turn on the oven. It's quick and easy and gives the perfect crunchy contrast to the creamy filling we'll be making next. No rolling pins, no fuss, and definitely no stress. Just pure, simple flavor that comes together in minutes. It's the kind of recipe that makes baking feel effortless and fun. While the crust chills and sets, you can clean up or prepare your next ingredients. Once the timer goes off, you'll have a perfectly set base, ready for the next layer of deliciousness. Now, let's get ready for the real magic. Root beer. This is where our pie takes a fun, nostalgic twist, and the flavors really start to come alive. With our crust perfectly set, we're all prepped and ready for the next step. The foundation is built, and now it's time to move on to the fun part. Let's keep going and make some dessert magic.
Now for the heart of our pie, the root beer filling. Start by making a root beer syrup. Simmer 1 cup of root beer with 1 cup of sugar in a saucepan until reduced by half and syrupy, about 10 to 15 minutes. Let the syrup cool completely. In a large bowl, beat softened cream cheese until smooth. Pour in the cooled root beer syrup and mix until just combined. Gently fold in softened vanilla ice cream with a spatula until the mixture is creamy and light brown. Don't overmix, you want it airy. This filling is where the root beer float magic really shines. The combo of cream cheese, ice cream, and syrup is pure nostalgia. That's it, your filling is ready. Next, we'll add the creamy topping and assemble. Let's keep the momentum going. Almost there. No root beer float is complete without a fluffy topping. To lighten the root beer filling, fold about 1/3 of the whipped topping or homemade whipped cream into it. Pour the filling into your chilled crust and smooth it out. Pile the remaining whipped topping high on top, smooth or swirl as you like. This layer adds a dreamy, creamy finish and looks gorgeous. Whether you use store-bought or homemade, the topping makes the pie irresistible. Swirls, peaks, or smooth, make it your own. The pie is assembled and looking fantastic. Now, it's time for the hardest part, waiting. Let's get it ready to chill. Almost ready to serve. Here's the tough part, waiting for your pie to set. Place the assembled pie in the freezer on a flat surface. Let it freeze for at least 6 hours, or overnight for best results. This ensures clean slices and the perfect texture. The filling will firm up into a creamy, sliceable treat. Cover loosely with plastic wrap if you're worried about freezer smells. Use this time to clean up or plan your next meal. The anticipation makes that first bite even sweeter. Trust us, the wait is worth it. Soon you'll be ready for the grand finale.
Time to make your pie a showstopper. Arrange maraschino cherries on top, 1 per slice or a cluster in the center. For extra flair, drizzle a little root beer or leftover syrup over the whipped topping. Add chocolate shavings or sprinkles if you're feeling festive. For a fun touch, stick in a couple of colorful straws. Presentation is everything. Make it irresistible. These simple garnishes turn your pie into a true centerpiece, ready to slice and serve. The moment of truth, serving your root beer float pie. Let the pie sit at room temperature for 10-15 minutes before slicing. Use a sharp knife dipped in hot water for clean, easy cuts. Wipe the knife between slices for perfect presentation. Lift out the first slice carefully and admire those beautiful layers. Serve immediately to your eager guests. Watch their faces light up with that first bite. This pie is guaranteed to be a conversation starter. Seconds are almost inevitable, so enjoy every moment. You did it! Root beer float pie success. We hope you had as much fun making it as you will eating it. Snap a photo and share your creation. Tag us so we can see your masterpiece. You can even share in the comments below. If you enjoyed this recipe, give this video a like, subscribe to our channel, and ring that notification bell for more sweet adventures. Thanks for watching and joining us in the kitchen today. Remember, baking is all about sharing joy and making memories. Continue baking those delicious treats and share the joy of sweetness far and wide. Until next time, happy baking.